G.I.J. 2, get what is it? Oh. Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Agent K! Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth! Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you know, greatest night in the history of television. Now the winner is Summer of Soul. Although how the revolution would not be televised on Questlove. I honestly don't know what to say about that incident. I've said it earlier on other video before, and I certainly have featured that particular clip as a sort of punchline for my 2022 countdown of the best and worst films. But I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about Emancipation, Will Smith. That was just used as clickbait. Essentially, what you have here is a slavery drama which follows the legend of Whipping Peter, which was the man that was featured in the infamous photo of a slave's back with brutal eviscerations and scars. And it haunted abolitionists for years, to where they tried to fight for the practice of enslavement and sending West Africans to do the white man's laundry to be banned. It did not end racism. Oh no. But it certainly tried to end the chains of subjugation that were put in place to exploit for cheap labor as a means to create a new society for which they were colonizing. Kill the natives, get the blacks, summon them to their deaths by doing our laundry, so we don't have to. And they'll rape your woman simply because they can. It's all hypocritical. But the important thing is that the films that deal with this sort of subject matter need to be said and need to be made. Roots kind of kicked it off. They have exploited stuff like Addio Zio Tom from Italy, and then recent works like 12 Years a Slave, Alice, Antebellum, and TV shows like The Underground Railroad, which take cues from Roots itself. Harriet Tubman, that film with Cynthia Erivo. So I'm glad Emancipation exists, even with the Will Smith slap. It's going to be controversial. Any film that deals with race issues, especially in America's climate, even post George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, is going to be controversial. That's no mistaking. I thought Will Smith's performance, even for all of his personal goings-on, was very good. It was very understated, and very much sort of like a less exaggerated version of Leonardo DiCaprio's role as Hugh Glass in The Revenant. Both films share quite a common thread of escaping against violence, against all odds. It's not like 12 Years a Slave, which honestly is a very punishing experience. There's a sense of, I can get through this. I can get through this. And even toward the end, and I'm giving spoilers away, he does make it alive and joins the Union Army to fight against the Confederates. I mean, there's certain creative liberties that they had to take, because with all the research that could have been done, for narrative purposes and through trying to constrain it to a 2-hour and 12-minute film, you can't use too much details. You kind of have to go with the flow a little bit. So they've done it in a style that's kind of reminiscent of like The Revenant or Nightingale. I actually like The Nightingale. That one was a very disturbing film. Emancipation is not quite as explicit, but it certainly is an unpleasant film to watch. It's a 15 certificate for good reason. Even though it's not exploitive and as gruesome as some 15 films are nowadays. I don't think Will Smith is going to get any sort of awards attention because the reviews for this film have been quite poor, even though it really doesn't need to be. 50%? You gotta be kidding me. But I'm glad it was made. As far as Antoine Fuqua's filmography is concerned, I'd say it's up there, even better than the Equalizer films they did with Denzel Washington. That may be just my take, no one else's. But if you live in the US, maybe even Canada, take Will Smith's advice, he won't slap you, and watch Emancipation for free on Apple TV Plus with a 2-month subscription for free. Check out his Instagram link for more information. And the idea that they decided to relocate the shoot, which did cost money, from Georgia to Louisiana, both right-wing Republican neo-Confederate states, because of a voting law that was passed in Georgia that tried to disenfranchise, but it still led to Raphael Warnock's win in both runoffs. It's something to be said. Yeah. Lot to go through. But I'm glad I saw it, and I hope you do too. Stay woke. Skinny Ebert signing off. Until next time, keep on watching.